Good morning everybody, it's Daphne and you're very welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming to spend some time with me today. Today I'm going to do what's hopefully going to be a very quick get ready with me based on the Charlotte Tilbury Face in a Palette which I purchased last week at a Charlotte Tilbury Masterclass, and if I can open it I will show you. You've got a fabulous mirror which I don't want to blind you with, but it is the size of the container, and then I have to do it this way so I can show you. You have a complete face in a palette, so you have your bronzer, you have your contour, you have your highlight, your blush, and then you have three beautiful eyeshadow shades. And myself and my daughter Olivia attended a Charlotte Tilbury Masterclass in Arnotts Department Store in Dublin last Saturday, and you paid €55, and we had a masterclass that was 2 hours long. We had Prosecco, well actually it was mimosas, excuse me, or sparkling water, whatever was your choice. It was a really hot day. We were upstairs in a beautiful room, and two beautiful makeup artists from Charlotte Tilbury, Deborah and Sarah, were our makeup artists for the day. So they asked for a volunteer and nobody really wanted to do it, so my daughter Olivia volunteered, and she was the model for the day. So as they were, sorry I have an itchy nose, as they were creating the look on Olivia, each of us at a big table had an array of products and brushes in front of us. So as each step was done on Olivia, for example her base, we then got to recreate that, and Sarah and Deborah would go around and give you advice, give you tips. So if you had something specific that you wanted to learn how to do, they would help you with that. So it was really enjoyable. It was 2 hours long. Really enjoyed it. Didn't feel the time go at all. And then at the end of it, you can redeem. That money was redeemable against products. So that's what I chose to buy. So I'm going to try and recreate the look, and so excuse the bare face. Yes, very bare face. As you can see, I have redness in my cheeks, so I need to cover that, and I need to colour correct under my eyes. I've done my skincare. I just hope I have my colour corrector here. Yes, I do. Okay, so I have done my skincare. I have my vitamin C serum, my moisturiser and my sunscreen on, and my eye cream, and I've left it to sit for a little while so that everything will work together. So I'm going to just put a little bit of colour corrector under my eye, as I have dark circles under my eyes that I find I really do need to colour correct, and this is my Crease camouflage anti-fatigue cream, and if you've watched me for any length of time you will know that I use this on a regular basis, just to kind of cancel out that blueness in my under eye area. Now I have the face in the palette, and I have the lipstick, the lip gloss and the lip pencil, but I have samples of the Flawless Finish, the Hollywood Flawless Finish and Flawless Filter, I beg your pardon, the Hollywood Flawless Filter, and I have a sample of the Magic Cream. What is wrong with me today? The Magic Foundation, not the Magic Cream. So I'm going to start with the Hollywood Flawless Filter. Now this was, I decanted the sample that I had into a little pot. I just found it easier to work with. So actually the girls said to use, what they do is that they use the mirror, which is this size. I don't want to blind you, but you can see there, they use this mirror all the time to actually do their full makeup. So I'm actually going to do that. Now my lighting's not great today. We've been having an absolutely fabulous heat wave here. If you are not Irish, you mightn't know, but we have been having this absolutely fabulous heat wave. Very warm temperatures. Not as warm, I'm sure for some countries it's not as warm, but for us here in Ireland and our pale skins, it's just incredible. We've had temperatures up to nearly 30 degrees, and we're not used to it. So some of us are wilting, myself included. So that's the Hollywood Flawless filter. I think I have the colour, I think it's number 3 that I have. So depending, there are different shades, so depending on what you wanted to do, you can actually use it as a base like I have done here, or you can use it over your makeup on certain areas, for instance your cheekbones or your brow bones or down the centre of your face to highlight. So it's a very versatile product. Now I have my sample of my Magic foundation. Actually that's the wrong one. This is the one, Magic Foundation. That's it there. It's just a sample and I'm in the shade Pale. Is it Pale? No, Fair. Number 4, Fair. Number 4, Fair. So I'm just going to open that and pop that on. And what I'm going to do is just pop it onto my hand and use my hand as a palette. I generally like to decant the little samples into an empty jar. So there's the colour, and it's a good colour match for me. I haven't really self-tanned at the moment. I need to reapply. What I did do the other day has kind of worn away. Now we used all of the Charlotte Tilbury brushes, and Charlotte Tilbury is all about multifunction, products that multifunction and brushes that multifunction. Now I don't unfortunately have any of her brushes. They are on my wish list because they are some of the softest brushes I've ever tried. This one is a Sephora Pro Core Diffuser in number 94. So I'm just going to buff that in, and as we watch Sarah put the base on Olivia, she was using very, very light strokes, and I think that's one of the mistakes that I make, because I find that my foundation can disappear very quickly into my skin, regardless of what primer I use, regardless of whether I powder. It just seems to disappear into my skin, and that was one of the issues that I raised with the girls. So this was, I'm copying what they did. So very light strokes to kind of just lightly buff the foundation into the skin. I'm going to apply a little more. It's just sometimes hard to get the product out of these samples. There we go, there's another little bit. And I'm just using my mirror, and I have to say, in the face and the palette, and I actually have to say it's a really perfect size for doing your makeup. And you can pop it in your makeup bag. And by the way, this is by no means a sponsored video. I purchased this myself. I'm just really impressed with it and how versatile it is. You could travel with it. You know, you've lots of possibilities for eye looks. So I'm really happy with that base, and I hope it's showing that it's given me a nice little bit of coverage. It's not heavy looking at all. And that's the other thing about the Charlotte Tilbury products that I noticed as we were using them. Everything looked skin-like. It looked very natural but very beautiful, and that's what I want to achieve. Now they used the airless, or the airbrush away powder, which I don't have. It's on my wish list. I'm using my number 7 airbrush away flawless, what is it? Airbrush away translucent finishing powder. And again, it was very light application of the product. I'm using a blank canvas powder brush, and just very lightly. It's not really about a heavy base, so I'm just very lightly popping that on, and there we go. I'm going to do my brows next. Again, I don't have the Charlotte Tilbury brow product. I'm using my NYX Precision Brow Pencil, which is double-ended, and I have the little brush, so I'm just going to brush my brows. Now, they gave us great tips for doing your brows, so I'm going to do it now to measure from the side of your nose up, and that is where the pencil meets your skin, that's where your brow should start. So I always need to bring my brows in a little bit. So I've done it there. You can see I've brought it into here. And then just light strokes up. Actually, what I really need to do is go from the end of my nose through my pupil, and that is where my arch would be. I don't know if you can see that little mark there. And then from the edge of my nose out to the end of my brow bone, and that's where my brow should end. So that's your guide. This product isn't dissimilar. It's just doing the same thing. It's not the Charlotte Tilbury brow product. So there's one eyebrow. And you can see that was very quick. So you can see the difference that eyebrows make. So I'll do the same thing. I'll measure to where it should start. So you can see there's where it should start. That's where my arch should it be, just there. And then that's where my brow should end, more or less. So again, just light strokes. And I'm going to watch the time and do this as quickly as I can, because when I do get ready with me, I get carried away and I'm chatting too much and talking too much about the products. So, and actually I'm going to, it's a little bit heavy-handed with my markings, but they'll disappear when I use the little brush, little spoolie. And you can see how handy this little palette is for using the mirror. Yeah, 2 brows done. Okay, now on to the eyes. Now I'm going to, sorry, I beg your pardon, onto the cheeks. Now I'm going to use, I'm actually going to use my powder brush. I'm going to go in with my first face product here, which is my bronzer, and you literally just tap your brush because these are really pigmented, and I'm going to start in this here where I don't mind if there's a little bit more colour, but I'm going to, so you can see that going on there, and don't worry, I will blend it all in. I probably won't need to reapply for the, I will need to retouch for the other side. So the tip was, let's tuck my hair in, the tip was to do it in the number 3 shape. So on your forehead, down around your cheek and under your chin. Now I was a bit heavy-handed on this side, but I can blend it in with the side of my brush. Make sure both are the same. And there we go. So that's your bronzer to warm up the face. Then she went in, and I'm going to do this with a very small powder brush, and she went in to this product here, which is, it says cheek. They're all numbered, and it's 1, 2, 3 are eyes, 4, 5, 6 and 7 are for your face, your cheeks, your cheek and your face. So I'm going to just tip my brush in here. This is my contour, and Charlotte Tilbury apparently says follow the hollow, so you suck in and you go in under your cheek, your cheekbone. Same on the other side. Now I'm going to just wipe that off very quickly, and I'm going to use the same brush, and I'm going into my highlighter here, and again it's just a tip into the, now my brushes mightn't pick up as much because they weren't the they're not the Charlotte Tilbury brushes, but you can see the product there. And I'm going to go along above my eyebrow and around onto my cheek, just very softly like that, and I think you can see it's giving a very subtle highlight. Now then they went in with the blush, which gives a pop of colour, and it's this shade here, so it's a lovely kind of a peachy tawny colour. And again, I think I'm being a little too heavy-handed. You literally just tap your brush and you smile and you pop the product on like that. So it goes over the bronzer, the contour and the highlight. Now what I always do, this is my own trick, I always get my powder brush, which I've wiped off, and just blend all the colours together so there's no lines. So that's the cheek products. Now, very quickly, I'm going to speed this up because I'm at 15. I'm going in with the first cheek colour, the first eye colour, which is a lovely kind of a champagne-y colour. It does have a little bit of iridescence in it, but it's not anything crazy. This is just a PS brush. The Charlotte Tilbury eye brushes are absolutely beautiful. They're so soft and easy to work with. And actually, if I remember correctly, was it double-ended, or I can't remember. It's like a dream to me that it was a double-ended brush, but I could be wrong, because I'll show you, I have a similar brush to use for a particular technique. So I'm just putting that all over my lid and up to my brow bone. Now you could use that as a one and done, but I'm going to go in with the second eye colour, which is a lovely taupey colour. Again, just a touch. Now, the tip for doing eyes, she said, rather than kind of, you know, doing this kind of thing, or, you know, closing your eyes and trying to work, you keep your eye open and you look directly into the mirror, which is what I'm doing. That way you can see everything that you're doing. So I hope you can see that I'm creating my crease. I always like to do a little bit higher because my eyes are hooded and deep set. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm looking directly into the mirror, so my eyes are open, and I'm getting into my crease that way. Now I'm going to do the same, take the same colour, and I'm going in here at the outer corner of my eye. I'm just working that in there and up into the crease. I'm just looking directly into the mirror. So I hope you can see it maybe a little bit more on this side. That looks more or less the same. Now, I can't remember if the brush was a dual-ended, but it was a fluffy end on one end. And if it was dual-ended, it had this kind of brush on the other. And I think this is a MAC, no, it's a blank canvas E23. So with the same middle shade there, that taupey shade, I'm going to just tap the brush in and go under my bottom lashes, like so. And again, I'm just looking straight into the mirror. Now they did get us to correct under the eye. We had done that, but I like to do mine at the end. So I hope you can see that. Now I'm going to take another similar fluffy brush. Again, it's a PS brush, and I'm going in with the darker shade here. Now this is very pigmented, so I only need a tiny little bit. And the same thing, I'm just going to darken up my crease and my outer V. And once again, I'm just looking straight in to my mirror, straight ahead of me, and working it that way. And as they said, it's a windshield wiper motion. I think that looks fairly similar on both sides. And I do have my little highlight here that I'd already applied. Now, they used the Rock and Coal eyeliner, which I don't have. I think I've used it before, but I don't have it currently. This is my MAC Teddy. Now, for eyeliner, the tip that they gave was that you hold your mirror down like this. So you're looking down into the mirror. And I hope you can see what I'm doing. You literally draw your line so you can see all the time. You're not kind of opening your eye and closing your eye. Your eye is open the whole time and you're just looking down, so you have an easier palette or yeah, it's easier to work with. It's an easier canvas to work with, not a palette. And to just literally line the top lid like that. To give more definition. Gives the lashes more volume and more definition. Now you can thicken that up as to your own likeness. Sometimes I like a thinner line and sometimes I like it slightly thicker. And for getting into the inner corner, she said you look down the other direction and you get in that way into the inner corner. It's actually easier said than done. But it just takes practice. Now for a wing, because that was my concern and my desire to find out how to do a wing, she said you come to the end of your eye. I probably need to come down further, and actually my lids are quite round. So come right down, and then you pick a spot. You go out rather than up. Pick a little spot and make a little mark. So I hope you can see that I've made a little dot there. And then you just join them together. Like so. And you can see I've created a very small little wing. So I'm going to do the same on the other side. And you can actually clean it up if you have a nice little a cotton bud. You can actually pull it out even further. So that's the little wing. So I hope you can see that. Now I'm going to go in with my, I don't have the Charlotte Tilbury mascara. I have my Essence Lash Princess in Sculpted Volume. It's the purple one. I love this. I'm going to try and speed up because I'm at 22. I might do the lips off camera and fix my hair. So just lots of volume with the mascara. Now I did curl my lashes on the day. So that's one eye. And I have to say all of the products are on my list. I just can't buy them all at one go. I think the next thing will be the Hollywood Flawless filter. And I do have a birthday coming up, so I'm going to drop lots of hints to my husband and my family. And then you can build that with lots of coats. And then I'll do a little on the bottom lashes. Oops. There's never a time I do my lashes where I don't smudge. Now, so that's the eyes. And I'm going to go off camera and do my hair and my lips, because I'll show you the products I'm using for my lips. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Lip Cheat. That's it there. I do have another one in backup because I love it. This is the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in Sexy Sienna. That's it there. Now they used one, I think it was Hot Gossip, I'll have to check, but it was not a dissimilar shade, but that's the closest I have to it. And then as a gloss I am using the, it's called Sweet Stiletto, and it's a lovely peachy pinky shade as well. So I'll go and do all that and fix my hair off camera, and I'll come back and show you the finished look. Hi, so I'm back. The lip's done. I've corrected under my eyes as well, concealer. And the last thing I want to use is a product that my daughter, one of the products my daughter bought, which was the lip, let me see if I can read it. It's like a collagen booster for your lips, a plumper for your lips. It is called, I can't read it. Anyway, that's it there. It's for plumping your lips. And you put it on, it's like a gloss, but it gives you sort of like a little tingling effect, and it plumps your lips up. It's got a little doe foot, heart-shaped doe foot applicator. So I don't want to discolor this on her, so I'm going to put a little on my hand there. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. There. And I'm just going to pop it on my lips. And it just gives you, it's not sticky, it's not like, you know, sometimes glosses make your hair stick to them, and it's not like that. So I fixed my hair, and I hope you like that finished look. I think this is an amazing product. I know since I've got it, I've used nothing else. My makeup bag has been slimmed down quite a lot because it has so many products in it. So I can highly recommend that. I just don't want to blind you. Yeah, highly recommend it. The colours are beautiful and so flattering. So I hope you've enjoyed that. And thank you so much to all my new subscribers. I really, really appreciate you taking the time to come and watch. And I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope that I will talk to you very soon in the next video. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.